For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrifice and to him that sacrifice not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. There is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart, while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to whom that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living knoweth that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart, for God now accepts thy works. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is the portion in this life, and thy labor which thou takes under the sun. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it. Do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave where thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. For man also knows not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falls suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of the wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that rules among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. How's it going, everyone? Just thinking, I pulled up here today and ran into an old brother that I hadn't seen in a while that, I won't discuss other people's business, but he ended up in bad, something happened, and it was good to see him, talk to him for a few minutes. And also, then of course I also think about my own stuff quite often, right? You think about life isn't fair, right? Of course, I just read you from Ecclesiastes chapter 9, which kind of touches on that. If you want to read it for yourself and take the time to understand what it's saying. Great evil under the sun, the wise and the righteous do not always get what is right, do not always get the reward. And, the world appreciates a rich fool more than they do a poor wise man, a poor righteous man. And that's the truth. And when I say wise or righteous, it's because a true wise man understands that to fear the Lord is the whole duty of man, right? And once you do that, then you understand, then you understand that you strive, you might not, it's hard, but you strive the best you can to try to be one of those righteous people. But life isn't fair, right? And then a lot of people, and things happen in people's lives, and they, sometimes blame God. And, God isn't fair. God is fair. And here's the difference now, right? God is fair. And it is the people that aren't fair, right? It's us folks who aren't fair because we're not righteous. The world, life isn't fair and the world isn't fair. We've heard this for centuries, and obviously way back, because Solomon touched on it, and even before that, life from the beginning's never been fair because the fools want to rule over everybody else for their evilness. Their evil, wicked hearts want to rule and control everybody else. Because a true wise man understands everyone's allowed to be free, and we all answer to God. Our true king, the only authority over us, truly is God. It is us who choose as a whole to give other people power and authority over ourselves. And even if we lived in true biblical ways, we wouldn't need all these authorities watching us over rules. It would be, we all live as a just society. When someone isn't just, then we all hold them accountable, right? But that's not how life goes. Life isn't fair, and more every day, life becomes less and less fair. Hold on just a minute. It's hot today, huh? Anyways, as time goes on, life becomes less and less fair. Life is not fair, right? The world isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Get over it. Life isn't fair. Why isn't life fair? It isn't fair for any of us, right? It's because the people ain't fair. And this is what I'm talking about, and this is why, a lot of Christians are misled. I say that a lot, and because you understand that a lot of them have been taught by false teachers to overlook their own sins, right? And they're good because of this and that, and so they're assuming and living pridefully, assuming they're automatically going to go to heaven, receive the reward or whatever, right? But they themselves are also part of the reason that life isn't fair, right? And many people are misled. We're all, like I don't want to give on the wrong impression on my videos like I'm more righteous than anybody, because I'm not. I don't think I am, and I know I'm not, right? And I'm a sinner like everybody else. The difference between me and many, not, I'm sure, is I do my best to step away from my sins and, repent and sin no more. That's one thing. The prosperity stuff forgets a lot. They act like, oh, you say this prayer and now you're saved, but you're some shitty person that helps make life unfair. As you're not really saved, and you're not allowing God to change you, and you're not allowing Jesus in your life, right? But they act like you say this prayer, now everything's fine. And the truth is, we all got a long way to go. And because of that, then people act like, oh, they're, they can live however and everything's going to be okay. And they assume the rapture is going to happen. They assume that they're going to be raptured. That's living pridefully. None of us are worthy, right? And we got to strive to be. And that's the thing about, heaven and hell. Why won't? Well, because heaven's a perfect place. And until we can learn how to strive for that, how to truly want that, then we don't deserve to be in there. You don't need us in there destroying the place, right? Coming all up in there ruining the place. It ain't happening. And that's, the reasons for whatever you can say. But God is very fair. It's us people who aren't. Us ungodly people who aren't fair. And we make life unfair for other people. And it's coming to the point in this world anymore, in this life, that it's the shitty people who are protected and get to live their lives however they they get to, so I'll give you an example. Let's say let's take as an example this thing I talk about in my other video about here in Defiance. They suddenly popped up these no turn on red signs, right? And those signs, the whole reason behind that is our good pal Troy Essex. Okay, but when he what's the story? Was he drinking? Was he drug tested and tested for drinking? Did anything like that happen? Probably not. I doubt it. And they would cover it up. That's a fact, and we all know that. They would cover it up for him. And they may have, I don't know all that. I'm going to try to get some of that information, but we'll see. But the whole point is, we already know. Is okay, whether he was or not, it's the fact that they would, and that is how this thing goes. Wherever you're at, the haves and the have-nots. Don't matter how shitty of a person you are. Troy Essex, we already know how shitty of a person he is. He showed it. But he can live his shitty life and then cause something to happen. And then, and I'm not, I'll give you an example. So when his thing, when Troy Essex had his accident uptown, right here in the middle of Defiance on High Street, he was turned on red or something and hit a pedestrian. I'm not for sure the whole details. I don't remember all the details, but that's all they let out. And the sheriff's investigated it, so there would be no, corruption because of that. He's connected to the city or whatever. Well, horseshit. The point is, Rob Schaefer, and I'm not calling him out for this. That's how he felt, and I kind of felt the same way, but I just kept my mouth shut, right? But Rob Schaefer threw a post out on Facebook, and calling Essex out, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say he's a piece of crap just because that happened. This happens to all of us. Accidents happen. Okay, I'm not. It's probably likely that Essex was probably trying to run somebody down, probably drunk and drugged up on meth or something, and trying to run down some poor citizen because he knows he can get away with it. That's probably what happened, but I'm not going to judge that and assume that, right? The things happen to all of us, right? So I didn't call him out. I'm like, it's too bad, but my issue was from the beginning, it's going to be covered up. And, whether, sure, it's an accident, possibly, more than likely, right? But the thing is, this is about life not being fair. That's how they fixed it, okay? And, maybe they gave this dude some little settlement. I don't know all the details at this point, but the answer was to publicly, we kept it all quiet, we hushed it up, and now our reprimands because of this. Now we're going to make sure no turn on reds because that was the fault, the turn on red. Horse crap, okay? Everybody else pays the price so that Essex skates away free, okay? Right? That's how that goes down. Essex, the guy that purposely ruined my life for no damn good reason. Oh, you injured the hell out of somebody. You truly injured somebody. I did not. You truly injured somebody, and they're like, shh. And, we'll put up a bunch of no turn red on sign, and that's how we fix it. That's what happened, okay? But then you take my situation, they totally ruined my life, 100% totally ruined my life for no good cause. I never injured nobody. And then you take my friend I was just talking to when I pulled up here. You know, he got in an accident, and you know, I don't know all the details about that, but when I heard about it, I started praying for him. It was like, he's lucky that he survived it, and I'm glad to see he survived it. It was nice to bump into him. And but you know, the truth is, you take an issue like that. Let's say you're just some old biker that you're cruising down the road, minding your business, and you know, some young kid decides to turn in front of you. Don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's drinking, right? Because he's going to some party or something. And let's say this kid has somehow got a family that's somebody around here, you know, somebody to the rest of the community somehow, one way or another. And the judges and lawyers around here all, you know, chummy with them, with that family. Well, of course, they're friends, okay? They're going to protect their friend, right? That's how that goes down, right? And now the biker who's cruising along, and it don't have to be a biker, these things happen, but I'm saying because the motorcycle is so dangerous, you know, and if you know, and this happens quite often, somebody ain't paying attention, turns in front. It's so dangerous out there anymore, especially these days. Nobody's paying attention, you know, and causes the accident. Could kill the person, but either way, you fucked up their life in one way or another, right? But because you're somebody, you know, because you're kind of somebody, but this, you know, the person who you injured ain't nobody, well, we're going to do our best to cover it up. We're not going to do any testing to see what, you know, what was the factor, if they were drugged up or not. But had it been the other way around, and to somebody who is, you know, and it's all unfortunate, all accidents, of course, but had it been the other way around, let's say, you know, a normal nobody from around here pulls out, causes an accident, and this person is is related to somebody around here, well, then the nobody's going to be in big trouble, and maybe get more than they deserve. That's how life's not fair, right? And it's unbiblical. Now I put my video out about, and we'll get more into other stuff for that, but about the repenting, and because of stuff that's on its way to us. Well, heed my words. It's all real. It's all coming, and that's just one way we know that how far away from God we are, because God is fair. You know, he tries his best to make sure we get the best life. He, you know, I'm not, you know, going to agree with the prosperity people, but he does want us to prosper. He does want things to go well for us. He does want the best for us. Sometimes it's our own fault. Sometimes life ain't fair because of our own fault. We don't listen to him. We know, and because we're close enough to him that's how he guides us. We're close enough to him that we're trying to do right. We're trying to do right, but sometimes he tells us something. Hey, this ain't right for you. This ain't right for you. And we don't listen, you know? And then we're like, oh God, that's so unfair. Life's so unfair. Sorry, son, you didn't listen when you wanted her so bad. She's evil and unfair, and now your life's, you know, that's how, you know, a lot of things happen, you know, just whatever. Or you wanted this job so bad, but the people that run it's so unfair, you know, stuff like that, right? But you weren't listening to the little things I was telling you. You know, we're ignoring the things and the ways he's speaking to us sometimes because we think we know best for ourselves, and he does, and at the time we're not seeing it, right? And that's where I'm at in life right now with myself, is I'm sitting here in the dark and waiting for the light to shine through the door. You know, I got already 3 doors before me, and if no light shines before them, I'm not going through them, because I'm tired of being in the dark, right? I'm going to take my way to the light, whatever cost. And that's where it's supposed to be at. But, this is where life's not fair. It's not fair for any of us, right? It's because none of us are being fair. We're so far from God. If we were all truly, if as many people claim to be saved, were truly saved, as many people were, there's a lot of things that wouldn't be going on. And one of those is the unfairness. The unfairness, right? It's where we don't give a shit that how we affect other people and how we make life so unfair for others. Right? And the problem is, for the longest time in this country, especially in the smaller areas, your public servants were people, that were thought to be good people, and they cared what you thought, so they were trying their best to do the Christian thing to do, right? The godly thing to do, the right thing to do. And that ain't no more. It ain't that way no more. The evil will be rewarded, and the innocent will suffer. Life isn't fair. But the whole reason life isn't fair is because that's how far away from God we are.